Okay, we are in episode 40 of Beowulf. Open up to page 118, and we will begin at the point we left off last, where Wiglaf has now scolded those who abandoned Beowulf, and now he has to tell all of the other Geats, or get to all the other Geats to explain to them what has happened. Then Wiglaf ordered a messenger to ride across the cliff to the Geats who'd waited the morning away, sadly wondering if their beloved king would return or be killed. A troop of soldiers sitting in silence and hoping for the best. Whipping his horse, the herald came to them. They crowded around, and he told them everything, present and past. So Wiglaf orders a messenger to return to the town and tell the others that Beowulf is dead. Most of, from here on, this is told through the messenger's point of view. The messenger is giving this speech to those who have been waiting to hear the news of Beowulf and the dragon. Our Lord is dead, leader of this people. The dragon killed him, but the beast is dead too, cut in half by a dagger. Beowulf's enemy sleeps in its blood. No sword could pierce its skin, wound that monster. Wiglaf is sitting in mourning. Close to Beowulf's body, Wexton's weary son, silent and sad, keeping watch for our king. There where Beowulf and the beast that killed him lie dead. And this people can expect fighting once the Franks and the Frisians have heard that our king lies dead. The news will spread quickly. Hygelac began our bitter quarrel with the Franks, raiding along their river Rhine with ships and soldiers, until they attacked him with a huge army, and Hygelac was killed, the king and many of our men. Mailed warriors defeated in war, beaten by numbers. He brought no treasure to the mead hall after that battle, and ever after we knew no friendship with the Franks. So the messenger is now talking about, yes, Beowulf has died, Wiglaf sits with his body, but now we have to prepare, because all of those tribes that we have made war against in the past are going to hear about Beowulf's death and then try to attack us, because they believe that we are weak without Beowulf protecting us. Nor can we expect peace from the Swedes. Everyone knows how their old king, Unguntho, killed Halfdan, caught him near a wood when our young lord went to war too soon, dared too much. The wise old Swede, always terrible in war, allowed the Geats to land and began to loot, then broke them with a lightning attack, taking back treasure and his kidnapped queen, and taking our king's life. And then he followed his beaten enemies, drove them in front of Swedish swords until darkness dropped, and weary, lordless, they could hide in the wood. But he waited. Unguntho, with his mass of soldiers, circled around the Geats who'd survived, who escaped him, calling threats and boasts at that wretched band the whole night through. In the morning, he'd hang a few, he promised, to amuse the birds, then slaughter the rest. But the sun rose with the sound of Hygelac's horns and trumpets, light and the battle cry coming together and turning sad-hearted Geats into soldiers. Hygelac had followed his people and found them. So we have two stories. Both are of the time when Hygelac was either king or becoming king. The battle with the Franks was the battle that ultimately ended Hygelac's life. But then the battle with the Swedes was the battle that brought Hygelac to the forefront, who had him become a famous warrior. So make sure you have all of those notes down before we move on to 41.